Really about competition yesterday. We had a very competitive practice. It was short. It was hard. We got after it. Did not focus on Cleveland State much at all. Really wanted to get back to what we needed to work on. Spent a lot of time in the film room also. Talked a lot about effort plays and things that just aren't going to fly in our program. So that was definitely the focus, and like always, our team continues to respond really, really well.
You guys have lost 5 to 6. Where have you seen player-wise the mood of the team?
The mood's been great. I don't think if you came to our practice, you would think that we're a team that lost 5 out of 6, and I think that starts with our coaching staff, our leadership. These players continue want to get better, but yeah, we're not going to stand for any other type of mood.
What do you look for when you watch tape of your games? What do you look for?
I think a lot of things, ways that maybe things that aren't working that maybe we spent time on. That was the point of emphasis. And, you look back at the NKU game and how much we wanted to go inside. And we started off the Robert Morris game and did that. And then for whatever reason got away from it. And why did we get away from it? And I think it was a combination of what RMU was doing to us and how we responded. And we kind of backed down. And so again, continuing to learn from that. But that was definitely the main focus when I watched film is, okay, we had some success in that first quarter. What changed? There was definitely some momentum shifts in that game. How can we handle those better when we're in those situations? How as a group internally on the court we can handle that with our leadership, as well as a coaching staff, how we can put them in positions to be successful going forward.
So what do you kind of value more, Melissa? Is it on court or film stuff?
Yeah, it's tough, Dana. I think with this group, it's got to be a combination of both. I think they're learning a lot from the film. I think in practice, we're trying to implement what we see in film and try to apply it on the court. But we've had to spend a lot of time, I think, recently in the film room and watching our mistakes and hopefully trying to correct those then on the court.
You talked a couple of times about how Jewel has gone defensively.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of assignments he had long lost against Portland, and then a lot of assignments against Mickey Blevins against NKU. I mean, what's the kind of approach to how you guys kind of guard an opposing team's most effective perimeter forward? Jewel the one that usually picks up that assignment?
Yes. And those teams run a lot of sets, so it's a little bit easier. Robert Morris was running a lot of dribble drive, and so we ended up switching a lot. So now Joel is not on their best player, and unfortunately, that isn't always the most successful thing for us. But in order to hopefully stop them from getting downhill, which we didn't really do a good job of, you got to have a little bit of a give and take there. But for the most part, yes, she has drawn the team's best player. But we also make in-game adjustments, whether it's foul trouble or who's getting hot or how are they trying to exploit us. Maybe somebody else is a better defender in the post or a better on-ball defender. So we have tried to do a lot of in-game adjustments, but at times we've had to really keep it simple with this group too.
Sophia got a freshman of the week yesterday. Just kind of what has she been doing, for this team?
I'm so happy for her. I think she continues to work. The amount of growth that we have seen from that young lady has been unbelievable. And there's such a high ceiling for her. I'm so glad that the conference office finally recognized it because I think she's deserved that award multiple times this year. I think she's absolutely one of the best freshmen in this league. And she's continuing to prove that at any given night. And it's not just scoring. The way that she's rebounding the ball, the way that she's getting steals and blocks. And we've thrown a lot at her, a lot more than many freshmen get at this time of the year. But she's handled it really, really well. And again, I think the future's really bright for that young lady.
How was it football that used the iPad? Is it time for basketball to kind of do that with assistant coaches?
Some conferences do. And they have the capabilities of doing that. I don't know. It might be something we need to look into.
What is it about Jewel that you how she's able to play defense has earned her the getting the assignment of your coaching team.
I mean, first her size, right? She's a 5'11", 6-foot guard. So in this league, she's one of the bigger guards. She has great length. I think most recently she's been able to stay out of foul trouble. She's been disciplined. I think that goes back to the film watching and watching how, she needs to guard, how she needs to stay vertical. But she has a will and a want to shut people down. She needs to do that consistently. That's been a big word for our team, consistency. So, but yeah, when her number is called, she really answers that.
Obviously, Cleveland State on Thursday, you were part of the Cleveland State staff for a year last season. Do you feel like maybe that gives you kind of an insight as to how they kind of approach things and what they might be planning to do Thursday night?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said no, right? So had the great opportunity to be there for 8 months and was very, very grateful for that opportunity. I have a ton of respect for that program. Chris has done an unbelievable job. Their coaching staff does a great job, and they got great players. But yes, I definitely probably have a little bit of an insight, but at the end of the day, players make plays. And so this is a big game for us to get back to competing at a high level.
It's also a big game for Faith. She transferred there from last year. So kind of what's the message she's been giving her girl, knowing she wants to go back there, kind of beat her former team?
Yeah, I think it's another game, obviously, against one of the best teams in our league. And obviously, Faith spent a lot of time there. She won a ring there, has great friendships and great relationships there as well. So, but I know Faith, really just wants our team to go up there and compete.
Obviously, this is the last game before, you cycle back and start playing who you played before. So kind of at the midway point, what's kind of your message? What do you want the players to maybe do the second time around?
Yeah, we still think there's a lot of basketball to be played. Obviously first time playing Cleveland State and first time playing Oakland on Sunday. So, and then we'll get another crack at everybody else. And I think the biggest thing I want to see is growth. How the second time around, how better are we? But like we talked with our team yesterday, there's still a lot of basketball to be played.
At the very start of the season, you mentioned how there was very much a lot of growing that Sophie had to do. It seems like she's kind of grown up a lot in a very short period of time. Can you describe what you've kind of seen from her from where she was, pre-season or at the beginning of the year to now?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, Neil, I could talk about, whether it's the plays that we put in and learning our offense, scouting reports and different tendencies of players, how she's had to grow in that. Staying out of foul trouble. I think early on, she came in and she got 5 fouls in 2 minutes, right? So I hope knock on some wood because we're going to need her obviously Thursday night. So, but no, I think there's been multitude of growth from her, and I really can't pinpoint one thing, but I think she's done a really good job and has continued to learn. But again, credit to our coaching staff too. I think she's put a lot of time in with Shayna. They watch a lot of film. They spend a lot of time on the floor, and she's a player that's willing and wanting to do that.